Thanks, John, for the introduction. I am a Senior Engineering Technologist with Nautel, and this is my first time presenting at NUG, so I hope you all enjoy it. So we're going to go through a quick product overview. This is particularly focused on our FM product stack, but we'll also talk about our NX product as well in the AM space. So many of you may have seen this slide before. This is our Nautel kind of FM transmitter families. And we've kind of laid this out where our y-axis is kind of our digital focus and our analog focus, so designs that are optimized for either, and a whole range of powers from 150 watts to 80 kilowatts. So in general, we've just recently, in the past year, started shipping out all of our VX transmitters from 150 watts to 6 kilowatts. That design is particularly focused on analog. So if you're not interested in digital, or if that's not a concern in your market, that's the series for you in that power range. And then we've still kept around our VS series. That's going to remain our low power FM plus HD digital focus series. And then MV Lite kind of straddles the kind of gap. It does have a digital path to upgrade, and it's in the range of 3.5 to, I believe, 40 kilowatts. And then our GV series is the same range, but we've also got 60 kilowatts and 80 kilowatt models, particularly focused towards digital. So last year we launched and started shipping in that January timeframe our VX series in the 150 watt to 2 kilowatt range. You would have seen the, if you were at the show last year, our 3 to 6 kilowatts in that series. And I'm proud to say we've been shipping those since September of last year and have been going really well. So there's 11 different models throughout the series, all the way from 150 to 6 kilowatts. One thing that I did want to highlight on this slide, our VX1, our 1 kilowatt, can do full capability on 120 volt AC. So I've heard that that's a desirable feature, and absolutely there's really no drawback to that transmitter on 120 volts. The only thing I might recommend is make sure that you're not operating anything else on that circuit. I don't want to see anyone blow breakers. So yeah, our 3 to 6 kilowatts come in 2 separate boxes. That's been done to enhance serviceability and weight. So a lot of different problems. If you need to get to your PAs for replacement, that's going to be your big box on the bottom. And then all of the excitation control IPA is done in the top box there. So in general, the weight of that power section is 65 pounds, but I highly recommend when you install it in the rack, pull out the power supplies. That's 15 pounds you can save off your back. In general, a lot of VX series has been focused on serviceability. We've tried to make things as accessible and as easy to service as possible. We hope that it never breaks for you, but as these transmitters age, there's bound to be something. So I highly recommend this series for anyone who's looking for serviceability. As John kind of alluded to, we have our new HTML5 based AUI operating on VX series since release. We're continuing to develop that and different feature support, so you'll have seen different software upgrades through that. And then kind of what's new with VX in 2024 now that we've released the product, we're shipping. So I believe a press announcement has gone out. We are working on an integrated audio player, so that's going to be for release before the end of this year. We have a benefit in this new design of having a large amount of storage on board on the transmitter. So in this audio player, you will actually be able to upload your files, your playlists directly to the transmitter. There's no need for an external USB. And because that can all be done from the remote AUI, if you have IP at your site or you have that link, you can do that all remotely. Then there's continued software updates that we're going to be looking at here. Just one moment. There, pop-up was blocking that. So we're working with our software. I believe we've had roughly 6 releases, I believe, since we launched the product first. And every time that you guys call our customer service, generally an email is going to me of, here's something that so-and-so noticed. And we're trying to triage that extremely quickly and solve those problems. With any new product, there's always going to be a few hiccups post-release. You guys are really good at finding edge cases that I wasn't able to find. But we're really trying to address that and keep the feedback coming keep all of that back to me. If you guys have anything you'd like to talk about on our VX series, now that you've started to receive them, find me at the booth. I've got a notebook that I've started taking kind of notes back. Some stuff has been fixed. I would highly recommend, since we've been working through a lot of this stuff very quickly, a kind of, careful and continued update process on your transmitters. So keep looking for those new releases and keep updating as frequently as you can so that you're getting all the benefits from those fixes. We have cleared the backlog of our production. I know for anyone who's been looking for the higher power models in the VX series, you may have been waiting a little while. We've now worked through that backlog, and as of me leaving the factory last week, I'm looking at transmitters on the shelf that are ready to go when you guys order them. So definitely the lead time should be coming down on that product, and we're rapidly approaching 1,000 units delivered in this past year. So here's just a big slide of summary of all the features that we kind of tout with VX. We've got a PA that can be replaced without having to solder any jumpers or anything. The only tool that you need to replace our PA is a Phillips screwdriver. We've got our Orban inside, audio processing. We've got our new AUI. We're using particularly new high voltage FETs to get all of that power into this size. And we also do, I would say, a very focused design on a conservative nature. So our transmitters are designed to run for a very long time and be very reliable. And we particularly took a lot of focus to thermal simulations and making sure that in all of the edge cases, when your tower's having issues and you have VSWR, or when your AC's gone out and the inside of your building is 45 degrees, 50 degrees, we're able to operate in those circumstances without decreasing the life of the transmitter. Then I have a new product announcement. Some of you may have seen this last year, but we've taken it over the last year and really made it into a product. So that's our SC4. So that's a new system controller design that supports both main standby operation, and in the image that you're seeing here, M+1. So that's a 4+1 that we recently deployed to Malaysia. It gives you a very nice network accessible dashboard that you can look at all of your transmitters, your switching, your logic and control for an entire M+1 system or a main standby. We developed it in partnership with Davicom, so at the heart of it is a Cortex 320. And then the connection is extremely simplified versus previous solutions for M+1. So every transmitter communicates to the SC4 via SNMP. So in terms of establishing this solution from a transmitter side, it's just a LAN connection. And then it all operates on that local network. So right now we've developed this for support with VX, but there's additional development that we're working on to get this working with GV, VS, MV Lite, and NX in the future. And then I just wanted to show off that dashboard. So this is a demo that we have at the booth. So come by and check it out. We can play and simulate a failover in a main standby configuration. So we've got that working with 2 VXs there at the booth. So I highly recommend that you check that out. And then I'd also like to announce a product that most of you probably haven't heard about, is the VSTC. So this actually isn't a particularly new design. We did design this in partnership with the folks at CBC in Canada for a particular solution that they were looking for. And we've had this for a number of years. And just recently we've kind of realized the scope that this might have with a product like VX for a very cost-efficient and focused main standby system. So this is exclusively for main standby. It is compatible today with VX, GV, MV Lite, and VS. It's generally just a serial and GPIO based system, so it's talking to the transmitter that way. And it's available in 2 different flavors. Up to 600 watts, you're going to be able to use a model that has an integrated switch. So all of your switching is handled by this box. So that's great for low power stations. And then for higher power stations, we've got all the contacts that you need to drive your larger coaxial switches. And then additionally, where I just kind of touted the SC4's kind of remote UI, this is strictly front panel, LEDs, buttons, very pared down. So it's deliberately focused to be a very targeted solution for a cost-effective main standby. There is, because it communicates with the transmitters, different settings and stuff that can be configured via the transmitter as well. So the transmitter kind of takes over some of that control as well. And then just a kind of a brief discussion on our NX series. So for the most part, we are continuing to tout the benefits of MDCL. If you're operating an AM station and you're looking to reduce your operating cost, I highly recommend looking at the calculator that we have on our website for the potential savings. Depending on your program content and the level of kind of compression that you're looking for, that will kind of affect how much of a benefit this is going to be for you. And I also want to say, you know, we're over 35 megawatts of NX transmitters shipped to date. So this design is very mature, it's extremely efficient, and definitely recommended for anyone looking for an AM system. And I think that's the end of my product overview. I'll be around this afternoon for the AUI demo and certainly can answer questions there. And I highly encourage you to check me out at the booth if you have any questions.